Welcome back. Continuing all the great fun here at FreedoniaCon, we have our very own Don Higgins, and he's going to do our drunken draw. Are you ready, Don?
I am ready. I will press the camera so that now you can see here we are in my home studio. And then I will bring up my Did it go? No, it did not. Try that again. Bring that up. There we are. So on the left hand, it is on the left hand on mine. There is my Cintiq Pro 24 screen where I'm working in Photoshop, and the center, the ugly white bearded guy, that's me. If you've come and seen any of the Wednesday illustration live streams, this is where I do my job and work for FASA. Again, if you have seen them, you know the drill, but get the credentials out of the way. My name is Don Higgins. I am a art director at FASA Games, working primarily with 1879, but I also work with Etherstream Interceptor. I am also working a little bit with Demon World, a little bit with Earth Dawn, and I'm currently doing a creature concept challenge, 365 challenge, one a day, every day for a year. And I'm working on a request by Kyle, one of the line developers at Earth Dawn, asked me to draw, if I can get the name right, Sharkolgren. So I'm taking the opportunity to draw a dragon tonight. And I've been given a good amount of leeway to work up a new design for this female dragon. Let's see. What I am going to do again is I'm going to start the drawing, but first, because it's a drink and draw, I am enjoying a Killian's Red. In my background here is my wife, Tony, also my art director. And you'll see why that's important in a minute. She's going to drink her Gatorade, I'm going to drink my beer, and we're going to get this Sharkolgren drawn. So, yes, we do have a cat, and it's enjoying her lap right now. In the main room chat, if you don't have voice, you can text or type in your questions, and Tony will relay them to me while I work. So, let's get started.
Thank you. He's our assistant. His name is Friday. He says he's a pretty kitty.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Got the drawing glasses on. Now, the write-up that I have on the dragon is very extended as far as giving me a personality, but not a lot of direction on the look. But what I'm getting when I read this is a very I would call her a prima donna. If you're familiar with Phantom of the Opera, the song with the people flocking around her, kissing her behind and so forth, the song Prima Donna First Lady. Yeah, that kind of thing, where they're sucking up to her big time. And she loves it. So she's a diva. That's what I got from the write-up out of the book. And yes. A singing stream. Well, I've been known to carry a tune in a bucket occasionally.
that your drawing shows are always a good value and to check out the back issues.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that. So I will show you. That's the picture that goes on the page. Oh, I've lost the picture of. Hello. Try that again. And bring that back up again. Hello. There we are. If you look in that top left corner, that's the reference picture Oh, come on. It's giving me hard times. Come on.
Maybe you need to sing to it again.
There we are.
See
Now,
it?
stay with me.
You gotta woo it.
Woo it, just like it is. All right. So, now you know why Tony's drinking Gatorade, because that's my reference picture. All right. So, I've got to put in attitude. I've got to get the creature right. It's got to be a dragon. It's got to have that long schnoz. So a trick that I learned from a gentleman called Glenn Hetrick. He was on the Sci-Fi Channel's show Face Off, is to think about the silhouette. And for me, that is a matter of thinking of basic shapes. So what I'm going to do is take everything that I've just talked about and start working a SketchUp. If I can keep this on so that you can see what I'm doing. Come on, work with me. There's that.
He's being shy.
Yeah, right, shy. All right, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do this instead. You'll still be able to hear me, but I'm going to turn off my camera and work only this way and see if it stays up. You don't need to see me anyway. All right, let's. It keeps falling off. Mm-hmm.
Have you tried smacking?
Brad?
Dragon, what do you expect? You gotta woo her.
Woo her, right. Let's try this again. Come on, come on.
Pro tip from tech support: keep a 5-pound sledge nearby the computer. It scares it.
Try cursing at it.
I've seen that commercial.
Try cursing at it in the language in which it was made in. That way it'll understand that you're angry.
Okay. I don't know where it was made.
Make something up there, or
That would make
Okay.
it harder.
Yes, it would. Work for me, okay? Please.
try turning it off and on again.
Every time I touch the screen on the Cintiq Pro, I lose the image. So I have to draw with it. Come on. Try this. But no. I'm going to lower the frame rate. And see if that helps. Second I touch the Cintiq Pro, it cuts out on me.
Paper.
I don't know how we would do that if I switch it over to paper.
Or won't the video, if you put it on top of the Cintiq Pro, when you work on, will the video just be able to pick it up?
Well, I don't. We've paused this preview to save your resources. Guys, can you see
We
me
can
working?
see that's Discord's way of trying to make sure that they're not taking too much stuff.
Okay, so you can still see the drawing. I just can't see that you're seeing the drawing. So,
Correct.
okay, so let's get moving. Problem solved. All right. What I'm going to do is, again, remembering that I want to, thank you for the help, guys. I'm going to try and get basic shapes in. One of the things that I asked the crew if they were married to it before I did anything was those horns. I can understand they probably thought, okay, they're going to be forward facing, but I'm going to give her more of a skull. I'm going to bring this in like this. Bring that schnoz out more. Now, there's a lot of sketching. There's a lot of extra line work going on. Guidelines, if you've listened to me on any of the live streams, guidelines are not written in stone. They're for me to work up the drawing, but they're not necessarily where it's going to end, where I'm going to put my fine line. Now I'm going to work out this area here. I'm going to acknowledge the nostril, but let's get this one issue worked out pretty fast. And that is I want a horn that doesn't face forward, but follows the gradient of muscle so that it does do that. Yeah, the horn is going to go off and that. Give that over here. I like those more.
What do you mean by following the gradient of the muscle?
See how the curve comes this way? The curve of that
Okay, yeah,
crown.
yeah.
Which means all of this is going to follow like wood grain. The muscle is going to come this way. So the horn is going to have to grow off of that. Now, normally, on most dragon drawings, it would go that way.
Mhm.
You've seen me draw horns that direction many, many times.
Mhm.
But because there are forward-facing horns on this reference, I am going to. I heard Kyle say bull horns. That the charcoal grin has bull horns. So I am working that up. So there's my head. Basic shapes, basic lines. Got my horns in. And start hinting at attitude. She is going to have a Chuck Jones side eye. Chuck Jones was a master of the side eye. Okay. Now we'll put some of these extra horns that were there. Put these. Give it proper dental looks. I'm sorry?
He was an animator.
Chuck Jones? Yes, he was responsible for a lot of Looney Tunes.
Mhm.
He was also the animator of Grinch, the original Grinch That Stole Christmas.
Mhm.
What is everybody else drinking tonight?
Water, water, and lots of water.
Say again?
Heard water, water, lots of water.
I also heard something else after that, but I don't.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out which one of these flasks isn't empty yet, John.
Oh, okay.
Just can't remember what's in them though.
I heard one said gin.
Is anybody else trying to draw tonight?
Does working on the various stuff I'm working on for FAST count as drawing, if it includes making graphics?
Sure. Why not? Okay. Come in, guys. Open her mouth or leave it shut.
Mm-mm. I'd say open it. Let's open it.
All right.
I'm kind of liking the expression the closed mouth gives with the side eye, but you know, I'm fairly relaxed. So.
She's the chatty one. We want her mouth open. She likes to talk.
Also means we get to see teeth, I suppose.
Okay, here's a basic shape. If I were to open it, does that work? Does it read? Yeah. So let's do this. And I don't want that smile to be too big. Works. All right. Now, the next part of this dragon, I'm going to get rid of that. Nope, not that. That. Don't need it anymore. And let's move. It's up here. Now, do I want it to be continuing with that gator theme, which would do that kind of look? Basic shapes, guys. This is not the final drawing. This is just how I start to visualize. So don't lose heart. And then the Legs would start to come in here. And the tail would be up there, but that's so much gator. I don't like it. And since there's nothing stopping me, I can do edit
Oh.
transform.
What else would you do? Half gator, half what?
Well, I am thinking it's going to have this kind of a shape. Remember, I've got to give enough shoulder here to attach wings.
Mm-hmm.
And I already like that shape. Oh, right there, that shoulder to attach the wing.
So she had Red Bull.
Gave her wings.
Yeah.
Very cute, very cute. That's why I keep you around.
Fun.
She made a funny. Yes, you do. Enlarge that on a bit. Oh, all right. Now, here's the center line of that chest area. And I'm going to think of not happy with that. Let me look at this. Keep that line down. Not so much of a smile.
Mona Lisa.
No, no Mona Lisa smile. But more of a side eye sneer, very Chuck Jones, but also why am I hearing B. Arthur
From the Golden.
from the Golden Girls? I can hear the voice of Shark Holgren being B. Arthur.
Works for me.
Definitely. All right. Now give that enough muscle area that it will be able to handle the wings. Let's get this shape going again. I'm gonna here we go. I like that. There's the upper leg, but it needs to carry that body, so it needs to come this way. I'm gonna give that a big, massive. Come on, come on, come on. Get the shape right. Get the shape right. There we go. That comes up like that. Oh, here we go. Now, arms. Smaller. Main powers in the wing. Have that come like that. No, I want this up.
I don't see that can be Arthur.
I'm sorry?
I don't see that.
Well, it's the voice I'm hearing in my head. And I that's another thing that I do, guys, is I hear the characters often in my head. It helps inspire. There was a drawing I did years and years ago that 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 had a lot to do with an attitude of a giant. And the Jack type character was behind him. But the look on the giant's face when the Jack character is pouncing onto his back, he is poking through the ruins of a castle, and the voice in my head of the illustration, I kept hearing the giant screaming out or hollering out in that deep guttural voice, "Where are you, you bastard?" And I just kept hearing it over and over and over while I was drawing, and it really translated into the drawing. There's, when you're doing an illustration, doing an animation, Aaron Blaze talks about doing the acting. And that's basically what I'm doing. I'm hearing it. So I can visualize it in my mind so that I can try and put it on paper. This hand, I'm kind of wanting it to be like cleaning its nails while it's talking to the adventurer. Very absent-mindedly. "Oh, really?" And just very disinterested. Down. So she's got that thing going here. Which leaves me with, what do I do with her other hand? What is she doing?
Well, if she's a diva, wouldn't she be playing with a jewel or something?
Possibly. Possibly.
Pearls
Or bring that on this way, and she's holding.
I don't see her going after a fur. But jewelry.
She's using
My charmer is a nail file.
a lance, like a nail pick.
Mhm.
How's that, guys? A lance for a nail pick?
I think it fits.
Like it. Like it.
Here's my center. one side. There's the
God,
other
he
side.
those probably whites clean.
Mm-hmm. Dragon's worst nightmare is nail fungus.
God forbid.
God. Remembering to keep the anatomy matching. Although each hand is not doing the same thing. That's a rule I learned from reading up on Disney, from reading like his biography and people telling me stories. One of his rules, pet peeves for his animators, is never have both hands doing the exact same thing. It's visually boring. And if he caught an animator doing it, he would berate them for doing it. So there we go. Now I've got it again. Form, scale. This is helpful so that I don't have to redraw everything. On paper, I would have to start over again. Not that that's a bad thing. Sometimes you do have to start over. And you can't be afraid of that. That's too high. Come on, down you come. All right, let's get the wing in. Okay, there's the bone structure.
What kind of ring does he have?
Well, I'm going to go with your leather bound and very scaled and work that up. There's bone structure there. Very rough, guys. This is just my guidelines. Now, if you remember bat wings, we've got a hand type of a situation. That, which leads to that. Okay. Yep, got to bring this down. Okay. Now, back here. If that's doing, let's bring this over as opposed to wide open. So do that. And that's going to be concave. I'm actually going to bring that down some size. And that. And edit, transform, scale. Bring that down a bit. That's good. Still big enough that it'll carry her, but not so big that it overpowers the drawing. Come on, here we go. All right. All right.
Handy dandy nifty tooth, although I should have to start all over.
Oh, it's a handy dandy tool, I would have had to start all over multiple times. But because it's in the preliminary stage, it wouldn't have been that terrible. One of the things that I like to say in my live streams is don't, if you're drawing a piece, don't automatically, oh, that's close enough. The second you say, oh, that's close enough, it's not. You need to start over. You need to fix it, because if you're of the opinion, oh, that's close enough, no one will ever notice it. Yes, they will. Somebody is bound to notice it. Somebody's bound to go, hey, why'd you do that? That's wrong. That's right. And then you're not there to defend it. If you know it's wrong, fix it. Don't just, oh, they'll never see it. Yes, they will. I'll give it some spike here. All right.
Will you be putting a second wing on it?
Absolutely. I just need to get my legs figured out right now.
Okay.
Have we got any questions or not yet? Okay. Guys, do you guys have any questions out there?
I concur with what you said about going back and fixing stuff. People routinely send me stuff to critique, and I will pinpoint every single thing I see and don't stop.
Well, I'm glad you concur. Okay. I'll put that second leg behind. Third toe there. Bring that in a bit. Bring that up a bit. Give that a bit more shape. There's one wing. The other wing is there. I'm going to give that behind the horn. That's going to have shadow to it. I'm going to put that there. And give this a bit of shape. You can tell it's a second wing. Okay, here is let's bring it up. My other artist out there, do you work with a Cintiq or paper? Do you work digitally or, sorry, work digitally or paper?
He must be concentrating.
He must be. Okay. I'm gonna give that more definition. In the handle, gonna have that down like that.
So she is today's 365.
She is going to be today's 365. I'm concepting Shakolgren. Keep wondering if I've got the name right, but
I always say charcoal grin, but
yeah. Trying
Yeah,
to
I
give it a
say
little
charcoal grin as well.
pretty obvious, but
it's not like we're talking immortal elves or anything.
okay. There's my basic shapes. These are my guidelines. That's on the lowest layer. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to take that and I'm going to decrease the opacity of all that line work. And now I'm going to go onto one of the upper layers and start cleaning up my lines. This is my what's called the key line.
Key line?
Key line.
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 Got you. I heard line. Put the lime in
Do
the
you want
coconut.
are you saying you want some pie? Key lime pie?
No,
No? All right. That's
but
what
it is good.
I want some now.
Ah.
The last time I had it, it actually wasn't too. It wasn't overly sweet, but it wasn't sour. It
Well,
was
that's
just
good.
the right consistency. It tasted really good.
That's good.
It's not usually one of my go-to pies, but you can only really get key limes down in Florida.
From the Keys, evidently.
No,
No?
no,
No?
you don't have to go to the Keys to get key limes. But the trees grow in Florida. I'm sure Emma's missing her star fruit big time.
Because she's not down there anymore.
And she can make a buttload of money off of them.
Okay. Well, underneath. Um, that is not side-eye. Go here. Move that.
She needs to be concentrating so she doesn't accidentally hurt herself when she picks out her teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. British Joel, good night, all off to bed.
Have a good night, Joel.
Thank you for joining us.
Mm. Okay, here's that. Now let's work this up.
Mhm.
What am I doing for time there, boss?
It is 9:47.
All right. I'm coming up on almost being done with the first hour
Yeah,
of this.
13 more minutes.
We got another hour. Clean this up. Get it shaded.
This one is, I got some
Hello.
open card doors for you every day. Didn't you say I've never opened?
Welcome back, Ross.
So what's this then?
Just checking in.
What do you think of that side eye there, boss?
Huh?
What do you think of that side eye there?
I couldn't do better myself.
You taught me everything I know. Why I've got so little left. Well, someone's enjoying a drink. What are we having?
H2O.
Your people are boring.
Yeah, a lot of that floating around tonight.
This means they won't have a hangover.
What's the fun of being an artist if you don't have a hangover?
In my defense, I'm diabetic, so alcohol screws me up something serious, and I come from a family of verbally abusive alcoholics. So
Okay, well, there you go. Should I be having a beer? No, I can. I'm a diabetic as well. I have a beer maybe once every 6 months.
I'm doing good with my sugars. I'm actually keeping them in line properly without medication or anything else. So I want to keep it that way.
Good for you.
Congratulations.
Well done. Well done.
You got some very good willpower there.
Put in these teeth. That.
Well, once this is all done, you're gonna post this, right?
Yeah.
So other people can see that.
This is what I worked on. This is today's 365.
Where do you usually post it?
I put it on the Facebook FASA page. I put it on the official Earth Dawn Facebook page. I put it on the Demon World Facebook page. I put it on the 365 Facebook page. So it's all over Facebook.
So that way, anybody who need to go to bed, like our British friend here.
Yeah. They can see it tomorrow.
Yep.
And it's also on LinkedIn and it's on the FASA main website.
And you always come up with interesting backstories for some of the creatures.
I won't need to on this one.
No, but on the other ones that you create, you come up with interesting.
I try to.
Well, that's because you got a little bit of storyteller in you besides just drawing the pictures.
True. Very true.
And where are some areas that you get your inspiration from for it?
Honestly,
Mhm.
mostly I let the pencil lead me.
Mhm.
But if you've ever looked at clouds and seen animals in the clouds, that's what I do. I look at clouds, I look at marbling on floors. I'm constantly looking for the odd shapes. That's the great thing about being an artist. We see things that normal people don't see. And yes, I said that for a reason. Normal people don't see it because they're not looking anymore. They've forgotten how. Everybody has the ability, but most people have forgotten how.
That's because they close off their imagination.
And I am a big believer in the imagination and the power of it.
Or the power of creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the kids of nowadays don't know
Well,
how to tap into it.
that's true. One's in here.
So what kind of texture are they going?
I haven't quite figured it out. I'm thinking very smooth
Okay.
because Kyle was saying that there are bull horns, and bulls have very shiny and smooth. They're not like a ram's horn, which is very knobby.
Okay.
And it's not like a deer or a moose, which have a lot of wood grain to it.
Okay.
I'm thinking very shiny. Some shading to it. Do some spiking here.
Mm.
Come off of the back of the head.
That big one, hell of a drinking horn.
Yes, it would.
I'm trying to think what anime had I want made of. I don't mind. I remember now it was boring one.
Oh, sorry.
It was about an elf who was trying to understand humanity,
Okay.
and she was part of the heroes party who defeated the big bad, and she had a cursed one that the hero had kept for her.
Yeah.
She needed it as an ingredient for something, but she was constantly collecting potion recipes. That was like her hobby.
I see.
They didn't do anything. They did the most obscure things, um, um, like she would learn how to turn something red, or she would it didn't make any sense,
Okay.
the potions, but I gave up after a while for it just the story got going, and it wasn't worth my time. I was thinking there was another one that had a horn. I can't remember what.
Mhm. Okay, let's bring this down. This and that up.
I know you said you got the idea for your slime from Anime.
I did. There was I forget what number that was of the 365, but one of the ideas for the 365 this time around was of a slime, which I don't see a lot in D&D, but I see it a lot in anime. And that is this eyeballed slime that I drew, and that was fun.
Freaked out my coworkers good too.
I have a tendency to do that.
Asian.
Okay. And
Coming up on 10 o'clock now.
all right, I got an hour to finish
You do.
her up.
Mhm.
We need to finish the key line and then work up the shading.
Get some coffee.
Let it go, honey. Let it go.
Yeah, hold
There
it
you
back.
go.
That's
Yeah, I set it up.
my go snowman.
Will you help me hide a body? Yeah. Okay, and put that in there. Give it some structure, muscle mass, and whatnot.
Mhm.
Oh, A lot of people coming and going, but nobody seems to want to chat, which is a shame. I'm
Mhm.
perfectly willing to talk, guys. Anybody got anything they want to chime in on?
I think it was another thing was going on or something.
Oh, I'm sure there's other games going on, but
I think it was just announcing that.
oh, okay.
So that's all it was. It was also announcing that the 365 is still there.
Ah.
Maddie is typing. Off to work I go. Maddie from the Radio Free Earth Dawn.
Ah.
Why are you sweating? You got it. You got it, dude. That's my face with the load. You got this. At least you don't have to try to have a conversation with her.
With who?
What's drawing?
Oh, with her.
Hey. You could become charcoal.
I would. She'd be quite bored with me.
You just keep telling her riddles and stuff.
Charm her socks off. Is that what you're trying to say? Right. I'd be toast.
Ah. You know, lots of you stick on your cowboy hat.
Right.
Or the hat you got on right now.
My Bruno hat.
I don't know. Her inviting an artist to draw, paint her portrait, and then never letting him leave. That could be fun.
Yeah. Paint in blood, there, artist.
She'll give him paints. She just likes to collect people.
I don't think you've quite captured my eyes. Try again.
The little bloodshot there.
Do not meddle in the affairs of dragons, for you are crunchy and taste good with ketchup.
Yep. Being diabetic, I guess I'm extra sweet. Now, again, the whole point of the 365 is to get a basic idea, concept. It's not a finished piece. This is just something to get an idea down on paper. If the concept is acceptable, then it goes from there to more finished drawings. But this is all about getting an idea down. This is what I was thinking. And then the people in charge will go, well, I like this, I like that, develop that, change that. And things get worked up. But with concepting, you have to be prepared to do it again and again and again, changing little bits and pieces. It is very rare that when you're concepting, they look at it and go, yep, that's it, work with that. No, there's always changes. And remember, that's what we started from. Do you like the horns better now?
I like them. I think what you have looks good done.
Awesome, thank you.
Well, what do you think? And I know that was one of your the only thing you had to change.
Happier with those horns. But again, powers that be of Earthdawn are going to have to chime in and say whether they like them or not.
I think it fits better with the style. Instead of being just straight up and kind of over and hooking, it's that bullhorn style, and it kind of fits better with the rest of the head.
Thank you. Thank you for the input. I appreciate it. Okay. I love the mounting of my Cintiq because I can turn it so that I don't have to shift my body too much.
Using goodbye again.
Right.
Always important to have your desk set up in an ergonomic way.
What she said. Because you're going to be at it for a long periods of time.
Or if you don't do it right.
Okay. Very organic line work here. A lot can be said in suggestion. When I draw hair and I get people asking me, how did you draw the hair to look like it looks like hair? How did you do that? And I said, because I didn't put it all in. And they're like, what? And I like to say, when I'm teaching people about drawing hair, it's not always what you put in, sometimes it's what you've left out that's important. Just like scales, I could sit here and draw scales for the next 3 hours. And it would look busy, all kinds of busy and unnecessary. Because this looks scaly, but I didn't have to draw every scale. And when I get into the shading, it's even going to get more so. Now, I'm going to put in some of this scaling. And rough out that area. I'm going to give it the crocodilian flat backed tail. Comes to that. That's going to come around like that. All right, and then this is going to have this. Okay. Now then, take this sketch and start working up some other stuff. Go under. Let's fill this in. And we can detail it. Down.
44 minutes. You've got plenty of time.
Uh-huh. Darker area for the outer wing. Nope, nope, nope. Undo that. Down. Brushes will give me different looks and textures. Mm. Okay. And muscle mass. Mm. Get that shape in there and then darken this up. Okay. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go closer into here because this is where everybody's going to be looking. And get rid of that. Clean that up a little bit. What I just did is I got rid of all my guidelines. All that extra, not needed. So there. Now, huh. Oh, the right texture here.
What texture are you going for?
Rough.
Okay.
On my scale. Get just enough definition. I can come back later. Fix some things with the defining line. White highlights.
I don't know where to put the dark area.
Huh. How to explain this? That area that I just did here,
Yeah.
that's underneath this area.
Yes.
So there'd be a shadow on it, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
That's how I know where to put the dark area.
But around her eyes, it makes her kind of look like a raccoon.
Oh, well, let's go take a look at that. So let's. You think it's too much? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, unless you're gonna do something to,
Highlight it?
yeah.
Yeah, basically. I am.
So that's what I don't understand.
Because I know I've got to come back again.
Right.
So I bet you're going to ask me, if you got to come back, why didn't you just not put so much in the first place?
True.
You're not the first person to ask me that question there, darling.
Well, it's kind of counterintuitive.
They call it a highlight for a reason.
But if you don't put it in there in the first place, the highlight's there because you didn't put the dark stuff in there in the first place.
This is called painting. Trial and error. Put something in that doesn't work. Okay, go fix it.
Kind of like using whiteout.
Yes, very much so.
All right, Dan, I'm going to bid y'all good night. I'm going to try and jump in tomorrow afternoon once I'm done with all my daily stuff.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You as well, everyone else. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay. Mm. Mm. Where are you?
I'm hiding. Dang, dang, boo, boo. You had mentioned Smug during dinner. Would she be Smug's girlfriend?
No,
No?
she's not big enough,
Not.
and they
really?
wouldn't want, and he wouldn't want to share his hoard. Why is this not? It's working. Alright. Is it not working?
Continue on, no? And that's technologically savvy.
No, not what I want.
No, no. Yes. Can't stand.
Okay, stop that. That's
You have 30 minutes left.
okay. I gotta move on. Mhm. These textures help. Bring it down. That's better. Now what I gotta do is I gotta go in here. What's the matter?
This was no. These two maybe one.
Mhm. Okay.
Nicely done.
What do you think? Ah, come on.
Come on.
No. As I said before, what happens next is the team looks at it, gives me notes, what needs to change, what doesn't, what works for them, what doesn't. I work that drawing up, and we go through the process again. If they don't like the wing, if they don't like the crown on her on the back of her head, all right, now go here to there, and back up here. So that you find some stuff a little better. Put some shading in. Give it a little bit more definition. Mhm. Over here. Mm. Mhm. Here, because it's not right. Mouth a little bit longer. And that's in line with what I was saying before. I knew it was wrong. I needed to fix it. Oh, they'll never see. Yes, they will. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is Nope, nope, nope.
Mhm. Mhm.
A nice sketch, but a lot that it needs.
Yeah, that's why you say it's a concept.
Uh-huh.
It's a starting point.
It is a starting point. Did anybody else got some comments on this? How am I doing for time?
It's 10:44. Friday's already let me know he wants his midnight treat.
Mm-hmm. And he always.
He does.
Like I said, it's a nice sketch, but I'm not necessarily sold on everything with it. I think one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and do this. Merge these layers. And then I'm going to, no, 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 no. I'm going to take, I'm going to make march the head.
Mm-hmm. So that way her back, the wings, the muscles that are holding her wings
Too much.
aren't too skinny.
No. Try this again. Elongated that a little bit. fix some stuff.
Is it possible the lance wasn't the right prop?
It's possible. It was a cute idea, but well, I think I'm gonna do something here.
That's enough. Does she have distinguishable claws on her toes?
Not really. Not here, but
Maybe on a different drawing.
depending on whether or not they want me to go again.
Mm.
Mhm. Mhm. First, bell. Eight. Effective. Come on, work with me. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. There. All right. All right. Hmm. I look like a shadow.
He does. He definitely does.
All right, that's where I'm going to call it, guys. All right. 5 minutes to go.
Yep.
I'm
You haven't signed it.
about to. Where are you? Where is my?
Looks great, Don. Thanks for indulging me.
I expect lots of notes on this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
My note is that it looks
Absolutely.
cool. Is that a good note?
That's a nice note. Reature. Today is day 48. And that's it. There is Chuck Holgren. And I will get this posted before midnight so that it is still day 48 and I haven't missed a day of the 365.
Oh.
So it's a nice start. I think there's lots of stuff that needs to be done with it and a few things changed, but it's a nice start. I like the horns a lot better than what was.
Mhm.
So, anything else that somebody wants to comment? Somebody got a question? Anything to add? Well then, I will sign out of this like I sign out with everything else that I do on the live streams. Be kind to each other. Be patient with each other. And when you draw what you see, not what you know. And me? I see dragons. Why don't you? Thanks for stopping in, guys. Andy, it's all yours.
I'm just going to say with that, I'm going to stop the stream or stop the recording.